Hey, I'm telling you, I can tell you this, now I can get into my philanthropy. That philanthropy thing of mine.
Yes.
When I used to go to school, right? So I used to leave my friends at home, now in Lodwar and things like this. I used to, of course, we used to get an allowance of pocket money, which to me was like, wow, this is a dream. I even get money, you know, when I go to school. Do you know what? They used to, all the kids used to use their money for, yani they put it in their shop, in their tuck shop, where you have all these goodies, right? All the kids used to, you know, buy sodas, cake, crisp, whatever. I never used to use a cent. I used to wait at the end of the term. I take all my money that from the tuck shop, go. Now when I'm on my way home, I go into the soko, I buy clothes, lesos and things like this, and I went back and gave to the children at home.
What?
Yeah, I used to go buy.
I was one of the brats who used to go to the tuck shop.
No, I didn't do that.
You are not?
I always saved my money, and you know, because I knew these children, like if you buy this child shorts, you know, because they used to have holes in their shorts. You know how those holes, you can see their bums. Yeah. Or their shoes, they don't have shoes and things like this. So I used to get shoes, I used to get, you know, clothes and things like this and go and give the children in my village. And then, so the thing is that when I used to come, oh my gosh, I used to have kids run out, a mob running after the car because I've come. Can you imagine? And then the whole time I'm at home, kids come every morning to my place. I feed them, you know, I wash them, especially babies. Now I've grown up, you know, I've grown up and things like this. I'm a teenager. So even when a mother used to go and collect firewood, they would just drop their baby at my place. So I used to have like maybe even a row of like 6 or 5 children, babies that I used to take care of. The mothers just used to come and leave them at home. They go and fetch water or to the woods to, you know, to get firewood and things like this. I used to feed them, wash them, put them to sleep and things like this. You know, at the same time, I had like a whole nursery every time I went home on holidays. And the mothers, after they are done with their job, they just come and pick the kids. The kids are well fed. And I knew a lot of those children didn't even have food. So they knew they would get food if they came to my place. So we always had a lot of children at home until to date. As soon as I visit Lodwar, my mother is always like, or everybody in the village knows, when I come home, that compound is always full.
It's Christmas.
It's always full. As soon as I go, everybody disappears. My mother is lonely again. So that was me. Yeah. So that's what I used to do when on school holidays when I went home. Anyway, so I've always had that philanthropic bone inside of me. And the thing is that, of course, with the contrast between my life by getting that opportunity I got as a child and of the children that I left at home, even though they were happy, they were rich in like, I don't know, in spirit and so on, there was still that poverty. You know, basic
needs were not there.
They were not there. They didn't have books to write on. You know, they didn't even have classrooms. They used to sit under trees. They used to write on the ground, on the floor, kwa sand and things like this. They didn't have shoes. You know, they always had thorns in their feet. So my friends always, of course, I saw they were happy they received me, but of course there was still that thing. They were still lacking, which was always like, you know, sad to me at the same time. Even though I was happy and they were my friends and I blended in, I always knew, like, you know, they just didn't have the basic needs. Of course, when I'm there, they get at least to eat, or I help in a certain way, even though I was just a kid myself. But I was privileged because my mother was working and I had these foster parents, so I was able to take and give. You see, even though I was just a child. Yeah, but then still, when I'm not there, of course, you know, they're on their own and, you know, and so on. I give whatever little I can, you know, and they're always happy to have me back home all the time because they knew I was kind, I was nice and things like this. So the thing is that has always been with me. It has always haunted me, just that particular, you know, thing. So when I came back, I established Ajuma Foundation.
Nice. As
well. But of course, I didn't have the resources at the time to, you know, do anything big. So I just started with mentorship. Because I know a lot of my friends, every time I came back on school holiday, one friend had was pregnant. You know, I'm like, we're just children. I'm like, I'm just a child. I used to imagine myself having a baby and I was like 15, 14 and my friend is here struggling with a little baby. You know, it's as a child with a child.
Yeah.
Hey,
Mtoto na mtoto.
mtoto na mtoto. So every holiday I came back, you know, another friend had fallen pregnant, you know, like that. So I came back and, you know, just imagine my friend now. So it was just the whole village. And then there was this cycle where your grandmother is poor. Your mother has gotten a baby as you kids as teenagers. They've come back and lived with you. She has come back and lived with her mother, right? There's nothing to eat. You don't have anything to eat. Your man has nothing, or maybe you don't even know who your man is, or you have children with different men, you know. And then now my generation, you're doing exactly the same thing. It was like a vicious cycle. It was crazy. So it was like a vicious cycle of just poverty. Like they couldn't break out of it, which I don't know. It's still there, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways.
But there's some stories which are not there. Because look at you.
Yeah,
You're not your mom. Your mom got you at 15.
But we broke.
But look at you.
Through.
Yeah. So
because I was stuck in that certain, you know, you're stuck in that certain community, you're not exposed. So the cycle will just keep going.
Yep.
You know, and so I started with just mentorship, giving them hope, you know, trying to show them that, you know, you can see me as a beacon of hope, right? I did it, you know, it wasn't because of what, no, it was divine intervention. It wasn't something, it's just because there was no effort I put into it. It just happened to me. It just happened to me. It can happen to you too. You never know what life or God has in store for you. You shouldn't give up and, you know, and just end your life just like that. You know, when at such an early age, just finish your school. We'll see, you know, we see what happens. So I started with that mentorship, and then I went into handing out sanitary towels, of course, for those girls who used to who had to stay at home because of, you know, lack of pads. Because at home, Turkana, I mean, they don't even have underwear, panties, first of all, to just as a guard, even to begin with, right? So I started handing out, we started doing panties and sanitary pads. Thanks to, you know, there was thanks to like also Sister Speaks, they were also doing that. So I partnered with them and started doing sanitary pads and panties with them. And then I went into the refugee community as well. You know, Kakuma, I'm a host community, right? Why should I, you know, I shouldn't just, you know, help my people. And then there's, you know, there's that whole refugee camp there who need help as well. So I went in and gave a hand where I taught skill-based programs. Instead of them just sitting there waiting for handouts from the basic handouts from the UN, which you'll eat, you know, you'll just eat and you know, that's all. You can't do anything with it.
To fish.
It's not. I decided now to give them tools to fish.
Yes, exactly.
So, but that was in my industry. I took like, you know, just big names in like, for example, makeup artistry, designing, digital skills. Google came with me because everyone, even in the refugee camp, has a phone. They can market themselves. Photography, Emmanuel Jambo, for example.
Nice.
Myself. So I taught modeling. They got to do photography. They got to do design, makeup artistry, hair, and of course, and learn how to promote themselves on the internet as well. So with this, my goal was to encourage entrepreneurship in order for them to be self-sustainable, because the refugee community is huge.
There's an economy there.
Yeah, there's such an economy.
There's an economy even just there. Yeah.
There's an economy, it's just, it's vibrant. You know, you can make a living there. Yeah. You know, and so I went away. You know, I started, one of the designers from our program is in Canada as a designer.
What do you mean from your program?
Yeah.
From the ones you guys you want to teach there?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's in Canada right now designing. I know I got a model. There was a model I did. So with my model training, I got to post one of the models on my Instagram, and they were casted by United Colors of Benetton. Yeah, in Paris. So if she got the opportunity to go there, she'd definitely get an agency, and this agency would be able to, of course,
she can enter the system.
The same thing, yeah. She would just enter the system. But unfortunately, can you imagine, while we're processing her paperwork and things like this.
Don't tell me COVID.
Not COVID. This is before COVID, by the way. While we were processing whatever, she
Gets pregnant.
no, because she was there. Her father was still in South Sudan, so a man, her suitor, paid her dowry uko without her knowledge.
Oh my God.
Yeah, paid her dowry to her father in Sudan
God.
without her knowledge. Can you imagine? The girl got kidnapped. She came. They coordinated with whoever it is now. Those people, the Sudanese or whatever, their family members who were in the camp, to go. She was lied to, or it's her auntie's birthday or something. It was just some funny story. They dressed her up. Can you imagine? They dressed her up now for this party. Can you imagine? They were dressing her up for this man who had paid the
Basically
dowry.
for a wedding.
For a wedding.
A forced wedding.
Kabisa. She was put in a car whoop, over the border of Sudan. And I never heard again from her. Can you imagine?
Yeah,
so I called back looking for this girl. Kumbe, eventually I was told she was married off.
Oh my God.
It's insane. It's like this in that camp. It's crazy.
Like, you know, it's one thing to hear it, but then you're hearing about a whole opportunity in life being zapped.
Imagine, you've been stuck in this camp. Maybe she was even born there.
I've just heard you tell a whole story of how an opportunity for you just completely radically
like
changed
that.
your life. This person had this opportunity to leave exposure. So this marriage...
To start a new life. Jenny, get out of her
and come
destitute
back
life.
and help others.
Get out of her destitute life and get a chance to start a proper life.
My God.
Imagine, it's so sad and crazy. I was so upset.
You've never spoken again?
Yeah, I haven't been able to get in touch with her. I was upset for months. I'm telling you, it took me so long to get over that.
Okay.
You know, yeah. I really
in fact, even I was just like, no, it can't. Like that was not even in my mind. But it's so good to I mean, it's not good to hear about it, but it's important to bring it to light.
Awareness, yeah.
Because so that people don't think that these things don't happen.
So yeah, I mean, because I got a really soft spot for this girls, so it was really, really sad. I took a long time to get over it.
Have you ever managed to take somebody out? But that was the closest. This one was going.
Yeah, so I made an attempt. Like I'm telling you, I have not had the confidence to do that because I knew how difficult it was.
I get it.
For models to make it out there. So I don't want to be the one who's making false promises to you, and then you go there and then you say, it was Ajuma's fault. You know, I don't want to mess somebody's life. I don't want to live with that. You know, I don't want to live with that. So I didn't have the confidence to do that. But now the industry has changed. Of course, I'm getting more confident. There's more agencies requesting me to find them.
To scout
models, yes,
nice.
To scout. So now is the right time.
Okay.
Yes,
I get it. Okay, so what happens now? Continue with the story in terms of get the children. You're doing this.
Yeah. So I've done that.
In fact, continue with the philanthropy.
Yeah, philanthropy. So the thing is that now COVID hits, everything just shuts down.